Hello and welcome to E-Physiocon. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Piyush Jain to provide us such a great platform to improve our knowledge and to show what we can do. Today, I'm going to discuss with you on functional assessment of muscles. So, let's begin. Functional assessment of muscle. Let's talk about the traditional technique of MMD. In traditional technique, what we will do? We pick up a single muscle and produce a linear motion of that muscle with different position in gravity eliminated, in gravity against position, and that will suggest us the strength of the muscles, but it does not suggest us a functional performance. So we go for the functional assessment. First, Brown et al. Proposed that the strength and function are best assessed by performance of specific task. By means specific tasks like picking an object, jumping, sit to stand, that combines a key muscle group. For example, if we take one task like picking an object from the floor, that includes my trunk muscles, my shoulder muscle, it includes large combined key muscle groups. So by giving a task, we can check the functional strength of the muscles. The technique focus on the assessment of muscle strength and endurance from the perspective of functions. Let's clear some basic definitions. Function. What is function? Function is defined by the performance that support physical, social and psychological well-being and meaningful living, and it is determined to be essential by the individual. Simple. Next is strength, force, output, capacity. It defined as maximum force or tension generated by single muscle or related muscle group. It's like one RM. How much my muscles can maximum weight can lift and produce the maximum strength or single muscle or muscle group. Next is functional strength. What is functional strength? The capacity to generate a force output adequate to complete a specific task. It simply means if I want to complete a specific task, for an example, to lifting the object from the floor, how much can my muscle can produce a force to complete that task? It means my functional strength. Then it has a three component: upper body test, lower body test, and gross body test. In this video, I'm only gonna cover upper body test. For lower body test and gross body test, stay tuned. I will be upload a next video. In upper body test, the first is sweep curl. In this, the targeted muscles are elbow flexors and shoulder musculatures. For example, like biceps, pectoralis major, subscapularis, latissimus dorsi, and teres major. What are equipments are needed to test? In this, the simply chair. The height of 43 or 44 centimeter. It differs from the height of by the patient's heights. If patient's height is larger, maybe need a larger chair. If patient's height is small, maybe need a short chair. Simply, the patient should be in comfortable position with foot rested on the floor, and the dumbbells with like 0.45 kg, 1.35 kg, or 2.25 kg. So, what is the position of the therapist? Patient position. The patient is comfortably seated on the chair with the hip and knee at 90-degree flex, being hold a dumbbells in a hand. 2.25 kg dumbbells in a hand on tested hand. Elbow are extended and palm facing outward. Examiner position. Examiner standing near to the patients and at the side of the being tested. Command. What command we should give to the patient? Now bend your elbow and touch to your opposite shoulder. Repeat that action for 5 times. Let's see in the pictures. Patient comfortably seated. Therapist standing near to the patient. Elbow extended. Dumbbells in the hands. And now give patient command to flex elbow and touch opposite shoulder. And continue it for 5 times. And gradings are accordingly. For grade 5, patient complete 5 repetition without difficulty. In grade 4, patient complete 4 repetition. Grade 3, patient completes 5 repetition using small amount of weight. Like we use different amount of 2.5, we started with 2.25 kg or small. In grade 2, patient complete less than 5 repetition, but it is able to initiate movement through partial range of motion without allowing the arm to drop backside. Grade 1, examiner palpate contraction of bicep and shoulder muscle. In grade 0, no contraction is observed or palpated. Grade 1 and grade 0 is same as a normal traditional MMT muscle. Only grade 2 to grade 4 grade 5 are going to change. Next is sitting uplift. In sitting uplift, the targeted muscle are upper trunk extension, shoulder flexor and scapular rotators. Equipment: chair and a square wooden block. A square wooden block held by examiner at the patient's arm length in front and center of the patient. Patient position: same as before, comfortably seated on the chair with hip and knee a 90-degree flex. In this test, beginning of the test, the hand of the patient should rest on the thighs. Examiner position: to side, close enough to position the block in front and center of the patient and prevent the loss of the forward direction. Command: what command we should give to the patient? Now reach up and take the block with the both hands and place it on your lap. You will get idea by the pictures. In the first pictures, the therapist is standing near to the patient, holding a block forward and center of the patient. In second pictures, the patient forward bend and reach out to the block. In third picture, the patient puts the block into the thigh. Gradings. Grade 5. Patient completes 5 repetition without difficulty. Grade 4. Patient completes 4 repetition movement but uncoordinated. In grade 4, patient able to complete 4 repetition but it is uncoordinated. Grade 3, patient completes 3 or 5 repetition but requires added time and movement is poorly coordinated. Same as lower repetition and poorly control. In grade 2, patient is able to initiate the movement through the partial range without allowing arm drop back to the thighs. Simple. Grade 1, examiner palpate the contraction of the biceps and shoulder muscle. Grade 0, no contraction is observed and palpated. Next is sitting down lift. In sitting down lift, the targeted muscle are upper trunk flexors and upper trunk extensions. Let's see in image. When patient down in forward, like in second picture, the upper trunk flexors are activated, and when lifting back to the normal position, the upper trunk extensions are targeted. Equipment: chair and a wooden block. Patient position, as we seen in the pictures, 90-degree flex of hip and knee and comfortably seated on the chair with the hands on the laps. Examiner position, standing near to the patient to prevent a loss of balance in forward direction. Command: now take a block with the both hands and place it on a floor in front of you and leave it there. As seen in picture, pick up a block from the lap and put it on a floor and leave it there. Grading accordingly. Grade 5, patient complete 5 repetition without difficulty. In grade 4, patient completes 4 repetition but movement is uncoordinated. There is slight loss of coordination. In grade 3, patient completes 3 or 5 repetition but requires added time and movement poorly controlled. In grade 3, patient are going to take a larger amount of time to complete the repetitions and poorly controlled movement. In grade 2, patient is able to initiate the movement through the partial range without dropping the object or losing the balance. He can able to control the drop of the object and losing the balance, but poorly in partial movement, partial range. In grade 1, examiner observe movement in forward direction but patient unable to initiate placement of the block without loss of balance. If muscle's grade is 1, he is going to lose balance while placing the object, placing the block on the in forward placement forward. In grade 0, no contraction is observed or palpated. Next is diagonal uplift. In diagonal uplift, assessment of concentric and eccentric functional of strength of trunk, shoulder abductors, flexors and scapular rotators. Equipment, patient position, examiner position, command. Let's see all this in a pictures so you will get a better idea. Equipment. What equipments are needed? Same as chair, any shelf, recommended height of the patient side, and the wooden block placed on the chair. The patient position, patient standing comfortably near to the chair and the wooden shelf. Therapist position, standing near to the patient to prevent any balance loss. What is command? Command given to the patient. We can give a command to like pick a object from the chair. Like we can see in a second picture, and place it on a shelf and leave it there. We start with the 2.25 kg, and if patient can able to lift 2.25 kg without difficulty, the grade is 5. If patient able to 1.35 kg but movement is jerky and slow, it is grade 4. In grade 3, patient completes more than one half lift of 0.45 kg but which added time and movement is poorly controlled. For grade 2, patient completes less than one of the half lift against gravity. No weights, without weights. In grade 2, no weights. Grade 1, patient is unable to complete task, slight contraction palpated on and observed. In grade 0, there is no movement, no contraction is palpated or observed. The next is diagonal downlift, same as before. The concentric and eccentric functional strength of trunk, shoulder flexors and horizontal abductors and scapular rotators. In this test, only the direction of the hand is changing. From in first test, the patient is lifting object from the chair and placing on the shelf. In this, the patient is lifting object from the shelf and putting on the chair. The gradings are also same. Patient complete test with 2.25 kg without difficulty. In grade 4, complete test with 1.35 kg but movement jerky and with decreased speed. In grade 3, patient completes more than one half of the test with 0.45 kg with poorly controlled and downward movement. In grade 2, examiner passively moves patient's arm to reach position and release. Patient's arm fall back to side. In grade 2, the examiner passively moves the therapist hand and place it on the shelf, and then patient's arm fall back to the side. In grade 1, grade 0, test not recommended. The next is long sit. In long sitting, the targeted muscle are concentric and isometric neck flexors. Equipment: mat or firm surface, no equipment needed. Patient position, supine position, arm rested on a side. Examiner position, standing near to the surface or patient. Command: now sit up and hold your head upright. Like we see in the position image, the patient is lies in supine position, comfortably sitting position, hands on the pelvis, and therapist standing near to the patient. We command patient to lift and go into long sitting. While doing this, hold your neck into flexion. In grade 5, patient is able to initiate and maintain neck flexion through the 5 repetition of movement. In grade 4, patient is able to initiate and maintain neck flexion through the 3 repetition of the movement. Grade 3, patient is able to initiate and maintain neck flexion through 1 repetition of movement. In grade 2, patient is able to lift head from the surface but is unable to maintain through the test range of against gravity. In grade 1, contraction is observed and palpated, but patient is unable to lift head from the surface. In grade 0, no movement, no contraction are observed. In this abdominal muscle strength also are required to perform this test. So take it in mind. The next is prone roll. In prone roll, the targeted muscle contraction is neck extension. Concentric and isometric functional strength of the neck extension. Equipment same as before, mat or firm surface. Patient position, patient is in prone position with shoulder abducted 90 degree and elbow flex approximately 90 to 100 degree. Examiner position at the side of the test, which is side being tested at the side. As we see in the pictures, the patient is positioned in the prone position, shoulder abducted to 90 degree and elbow flexed to the 90 to 100 degree. Then we command the patient, now lift your head and roll to your side. So patient is lifting head into extension and rolling to the one side. Grade 5. Patient is able to initiate the maintain neck extension through 5 repetition of the movement. In grade 4, 3 repetition of the movement easily maintain the neck extension. In grade 3, patient is initiated and maintain neck extension through 1 repetition of movement. In grade 2, patient is able to lift head from the surface but unable to maintain through test range against gravity. In grade 1, contraction is observed or palpated but no movement. In grade 0, no movement, no palpated or contraction. The next is supine to side roll. In this, functional strength of the neck rotators are assessed. Equipment same as before, mat or a firm surface. Patient position, supine with head turned away, one side, left or right, which shoulder abducted to 90 degree. Examiner position on the side of the mat. Command, now turn your head and roll into the right side of the then back. As we can see in picture, the patient is supine position, head turned away from the therapist and shoulder is abducted to 90 degree and elbow flexed. Now command patient to turn your head and roll onto right side then back. As we can see in picture, patient turned to the right side. In grade 5, patient is able to complete 5 repetition. In grade 4, patient is able to complete 3 repetition. In grade 3, patient is able to complete 1 repetition. In grade 2, patient is able to complete less than 1/2 of the roll against gravity. Grade 1, contraction is observed or palpated, but patient is unable to roll. In grade 0, no movement or contraction occurs. Patient remains in supine position. So that's it. The gradings are different from each test. So if you want to download it, I will provide you a link in the description. You can go there and download it from my site. The reference for this topic are Muscle and Sensory Testing by Nancy Berryman. In this book, it is given in detail. If you want to read it from them, you can read it. And for lower limb test and gross body test, stay tuned. I will upload a next video. Thank you.